bite you now. Stop thinking about it. Doesn't have to come to that.
Welcome to tonight's news report. Today's date is October 7th, 2024. Now, I have been predicting World War III, even the possible Chinese-Russian invasion of America since 2007. Okay, and I believe now that we're seeing signs. Signs in the stars, signs in the heavens, signs all over the place. Now, today's video has the intention of giving you information without going off on my personal issues. I have the ability to wear multiple masks. I don't really like to use the term multiple personalities. More so, I have various abilities. I'm versatile. I speak about relationships. I've promoted off-grid living. I hit the heavy bag. I'm trying locally to create a fight club and now have 4 men ready to go. Okay? And a couple women. All of a sudden, with this mini moon cycle, we have a 5-minute introduction, then we'll get to the news. In this mini moon cycle, God is leading people to me. I'm seeing spiritual black people and possessed black people. I'm seeing spiritual white people and possessed white people. I'm seeing the same thing with the Hindus. It's not about a race. It's not about a gender. There's evil men and women, and there's good men and women rising to challenge their overpopulation. Okay, so I am going to create my reality. I have now met the police chief of one of the various towns, and I'm going to let go of certain fears and connect with people all over this region and make friends with all kinds of people if they want to come to the light. Now, you need to be aware of where to follow the solar activity. Spaceweather.com. Okay, I recommend Tamitha Stav, spaceweatherwoman.com. Let us now go to the internet. The first thing I'm going to say here is that I recommend that you pick up a copy of my books, both books. And if you can afford, for example, if you can afford gasoline, then you can also afford to buy these books. CME Impact Sparks Auroras in the U.S. And so we're seeing the strongest solar activity since 2017. As predicted, it struck the field on the 6th. So I'm feeling it, and it is huge. And so the aurora is spread across more than 20 U.S. states. Okay, this is a big deal, guys. This is a big deal. Okay, the auroras we're seeing in many states: Illinois, Missouri, Wyoming, Wisconsin, Idaho, New York, California, Maine, Vermont, Kentucky, on, Mississippi. Okay, the CME was hurled towards Earth by a powerful X 9.1 class solar flare on October 3rd. Considering the size of the flare, the CME did not deliver much of a blow. The forecast was rescued by the Autumnal-Russell-McPherson effect. Really intense stuff. We're going to take a brief break. Right, and we're back. And what you're about to look at right now is the Planetary K Index. Okay, so if you want to go down in the description, I would recommend that you bookmark this website and look at it every day or several times a day. Look at the crime news in your town and learn from me. And as you learn from me, you as a young woman can become a teacher in your community. And I am the one who's going to be the teacher of many young women in this community who didn't have educated dads and moms. Okay, I have an education from multiple lifetimes. I have a deep DNA with all types of junk DNA, which I am now accessing. I am now accessing the mysteries of the universe. And I and God together will clean house. For I am preparing for my afterlife as a supernatural entity who's going to work directly for God, Punisher style. And so it's important that people stop fucking around and harming people of God, right? Stop working for Satan. Lay down your arms. Stop fucking around and finding out. This is what's going on. Solar flares. Okay? And so people don't know about God's wrath. And now I'm starting to see that God's wrath can manifest through the solar flares. So this is what's going on. And I feel it. I feel it. Today's workout at the gym, let me tell you about that, was just massive. Okay? And so I worked out at the gym and actually worked out with another individual. And we talk about that at 2025 countdown. But basically, I talked to an individual at the gym who is interested in maybe a meetup with me or a podcast, who himself wants to fight back against the system, fight the power. Fight the powers that be. But I think that instead of just fighting automatically cops or government, we should fight evil and work with those aspects of government that are not corrupted. So I think I found maybe a police chief who's willing to read my book. So I'm about to buy my book from Amazon and hand deliver it to a man of influence. And together, we will save the day. You are instructed to go to youtube.com/2025 countdown. Okay? If you're local and you want to hang out with me now and you realize that I am the real deal, we're ready to go now that the world events are starting. You are commanded by me, if you want my help, to get on it soon, to email me at magicshift333@proton.me. No one local yet has. That means people still not are taking this seriously. Let me just read you a few headlines for you now. Taiwan's president is doubling down on sticking it to Beijing. Scientists find powerful window into the extreme reaches of space. In other news, some are saying that we're all going to die in 2025 from the Betelgeuse or Betelgeuse supernova. I'm not saying that we're going to die. I'm telling you that now others are talking about 2025. Russian aircraft intercepts over NATO Lake at alarming rate. Let's take a look now. Taking a look now at the article and going there for you now. Alrighty? And then going now to the mouse. Let us rock and roll. Russian aircraft intercepts over NATO Lake at alarming rate. Baltic Sea. That over 200 interceptions of Russian aircraft were carried out by the alliance's air policing units over the Baltic in 2023. Okay? Now, while we're on this headline, we're going to cover some other things that you need to know about. Again, largest solar flare in 7 years erupts towards the Earth. Okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at that now. I want to make sure that you're getting all this information. Okay, so largest solar flare, and then you'll notice in the news.
Yesterday, how beautiful is this video? If you watch really closely, in a moment you're going to see
right there by the 7.
Yeah, by the 7 on the banner.
7 on the banner, right?
So an X9 class flare, it flashed from a sunspot facing the Earth. That's what we just showed you, and this is the biggest flare of this solar cycle so far.
They keep saying that largest solar flare. They keep saying largest solar flare in 7 years for about a year. In other words, it gets bigger than the last one, and bigger than the last one, and bigger than the last one. And as predicted, we're getting multiple CMEs that are firing at the Earth like a machine gun. Boom, 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 boom. And as the male libido is impacted by the solar flares, when the man is engaged in sex, he may be going boom, 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 right? Because the sun is charging his procreative abilities and basically giving him sex powers. And the woman has sex powers too, as she is extra fertile during the time in which the sun is active. Again, the woman is extra fertile during the time in which the sun is most active and least fertile during solar minimum.
What does it mean?
This drives, unfortunately, the dark side of human trafficking and rape and attraction to women, attraction to men, and bad men.
But that's more so when you have the flare.
So it'll be a stronger attraction to bad man from the bad genes in the woman who has been manipulated by the archonic forces who brought her to Earth.
Didn't see much out of it. However, when you can really take advantage of these is when you get the aurora.
Yeah, that's one of the best parts, right? And the good thing is, here's where you see the line where you could see some of it. Good conditions perhaps at Rapid City, Milwaukee. Farther south of there, I mean, we've seen it happen all the way down to Alabama in some cases. Probably not that far south as around Marissa, but we are going to see maybe even a little bit farther south than that line, especially with that type of flare that just came off there.
We recently, I feel like it was earlier in the summer, we had a G5, I think. A G4 or G5 we've had where we had the solar flare dip down further to the south.
Is that the one that went to Alabama?
I think so. I think so. This is a G3, so it's moderate, let's say. It's right in the middle. That's a stronger level, but not the strongest. Either way, if you want to get out and look at it, you're going to need the clearest skies. You have to get away from the light pollution. But if you're in Billings, Minneapolis, I bet Seattle's going to get another good. They've had a lot of auroras lately.
They really have.
And then all the way into portions of northern Maine. So if you get any photos,
we'd love to see it.
Yeah, we would
time
love to
lapse
see it.
too.
Yeah.
Chinese cyber spies breached Verizon, AT&T, and Lumen. And recent stories have shown they've got everybody's social security numbers. And then, as I reported in the other article, I'm just going to have to verbalize this to you. They have released some glasses, by the way, in which you can scan someone's face and get their data. Okay, so don't be afraid. Okay, understand there's going to be assassinations, but we need to call in the gods, if you will, on this one. You need to have more than guns for what's coming. Okay, and I am not live at the moment. All right. Verizon, AT&T. Yeah. Verizon, AT&T, and Lumen Technologies were among the U.S. broadband providers whose networks were reportedly hacked by Chinese cyber spies, possibly compromising the wiretapping systems used for court-ordered surveillance. Shit, snap, bro. Oh, shit. They just hacked into the private. Oh, shit, bro. Can anybody hear me right now? They just hacked into America. Oh, shit. I'm being melodramatic on purpose. Oh, shit. I had a friend in high school talk like that. Oh, shit. His name was Vincent. He was a real scumbag. Anyway, snap. I'm going to say snap more to be in line with the millennial generation. Snap. God, a good man. You see, you know, when I'm driving by those women at the coffee shop, God's going to kill your cell phone. Ladies, that wasn't a threat. That was telling you, get a good man. Seriously, it's the best advice you can have. Hey, 2025 countdown. Whoop. So yeah, Putin's threats to the U.S. are increasing. North Korea's threats to the U.S. are increasing. Ukraine blows up Russia's largest oil terminal and hacks state TV. Earth in solar flare crosshairs as auroras light up U.S. skies. Israel strikes Beirut in heaviest attack since fighting with Hezbollah. Iran, I believe, has struck Israel twice, and Israel is getting ready to strike Iran. Okay. 2 Chinese tourists deported from Taiwan after disrupting event. All righty, so we're going to be
been deported
taking a look at this.
Banners and saying Taiwan and Hong Kong are part of China. Police were called and they asked the two to leave. The Mainland Affairs Council later found that the two had falsified their reason for entering the country and they were deported.
All right, so that's going to continue to build.
2 Chinese tourists in Taiwan have been deported.
And I am concerned about Asian Americans, you know, as things build up. So I told you that I went to the mall recently and talked to a Korean American, and he gave me very much the Kim Jong-il look, no emotion, you know. And so I'm realizing that there is a lot of messed up people. You can't necessarily stereotype because they're Asian and they're working security. Okay. You can't assume that they are spiritual. China orders public sector employees to hand in their passports is our next story. So what I'm about to start doing for you now is reporting more, and it's up to you to listen to the verbal vocabulary, to type in the headlines, to go to news.google. I cannot put the MSN links for you in the YouTube description. YouTube AI is removing them. Do you understand? But do you? All right? So what is going on with this? We're going to take a look at the images here. He continues to increase his dictatorship invasion of people's private lives. He has intensified his campaign against foreign spies. This has led many workers to suddenly find that they cannot enjoy the freedom to travel the way they once did so long ago. Okay, so that is building. I'm going to go ahead and look now for something new. Russia. We need to talk about the threats from Russia. This is from Newsweek. Russia places nuclear-capable strategic missile launchers on combat ready. Okay, so I'm going to be very, very clear on this. In 2007, I interviewed somebody that talked about the invasion of the United States. He talked about what's coming, and I believe that it's coming, okay, because I sense it. And so he let me interview him 3 times, and he talked about China and Russia invading America. I'm going to play you a sound bite, and later on the 2025 Countdown channel, share with you what he said. But many people have already heard this, and I just want you to know that I've told churches about this interview, ex-girlfriends about this interview, my family about this interview, my audience about this interview, the cops about this interview, on and on and on about this interview. And society has ignored me.
And that's why they want to blow us up.
I want to ask you this, Leon, real quick. I want to keep my questions around what you've seen, but just to pause here. In our own research on this show, we've also read reports about a lot of cooperation between these countries while they also prepare themselves for war, which I find to be a little bit strange. Now, I don't think that we're going to get all the answers in time, but there is something strange about our country giving Russia nuclear reactors and then giving it to Iran. There's something strange about the relationship that we have had historically with China and our buildup of that country to a certain degree, and the control of China through the UN, their one-child policy, that's been looked favorably upon by like Kissinger and the Rockefeller family. So there's a lot of questions I'm still asking about the strange relationships that still go on behind the scenes with these organizations, with these powerful figures that operate behind closed doors.
The best I can figure with that, is there Illuminati? Are they all kind of doing different things? Or what's the deal? What's the underground deal there? The best I can really see with that, and when I look at the Russians and the Chinese, is I see very old people and very old ways of thinking. So I see very old communist ways of handling things and very old plans. And I think the Chinese and the Russians especially, have probably been planning this ever since they lost World War II. I mean, at least some divisions of Russian generals have been off, figuring what they can do, and the plans have maybe gotten quite dramatic and often patient. That's why I can say, breathe easy for the next year more than likely, because they're very patient. They need to build that case up, and they've been very patient since 9/11 and allowed America to basically make an ass of itself across the world, so that when they do attack us, they can be the heroes and they can justify their reasons for attacking us. I don't like to even talk about or even post on the internet, but as far as the Middle East is concerned, and I mean, America's not going to say anything about that because they don't want to threaten us. That's why they're not going to tell us this satellite deal is part of the missile shield and part of letting China and Russia know that they'll knock their satellites out if they dare attack us as well. I mean, that's too scary to talk about. That's why we need people like you, so that we can talk about this stuff. But they're not going to admit to that kind of thing.
What else do you see about that same time that the Chinese take the West Coast?
Well, I see it starting with a missile attack. I just see us one day as Americans waking up and seeing that we're being bombarded by conventional missiles, especially on the East Coast in Washington, D.C. And I see these missile attacks as very precise and hitting government installations. I see it being very clean. I see it scaring us, and especially people that live along the East Coast, and so they're all packing up their cars and driving and flooding the highways. We already have a mass exodus that's going on from the West Coast, and we also have like FEMA and our troops on the West Coast because of the disasters and everything that's going on there. So it's kind of the beginning, and I think they're just going to watch us fall apart internally before the troops actually come in, because the troops are going to be called quote-unquote peacekeepers, and they'll be Russian-led, but most of the troops will be Chinese, so it'll be both Russians and Chinese coming in, and they'll be coming up to Americans saying, you know, our way is a better way. They have a plan, and if you follow our way, everything will be good for you, and it will be. You know, they'll take you in and they'll give you a little implant in your hand that'll have cash value that you can build your new life with, and so it'll be very seductive and it'll seem very, very peaceful to some people. Of course, other people aren't going to go for that, especially people that are going to, you know, see that as a mark of the beast and a scary anti-Christian thing to do, and they'll be in for it. They'll go into the prison camps. They'll get the retinal eye scanners to ID who they are and in their system, and just keep them locked up. And again, those are the states that I mentioned that I wouldn't want to be in: California and Oregon and Washington.
Yeah. In the meantime, where do you see our government?
Fighting really hard. I mean, first they're going to withdraw from overseas, so they're going to withdraw from the Middle East. There is this policy that's going to be out there about nuclear weapons, because people think MAD is what keeps this from happening, but Russia has been saying and China has been saying for a while now, and they'll make it quite clear when they declare war on America, that if the first country that uses a nuke in this war will receive the entire stockpile of Russia and China right back in response. And so nobody's going to want to do that. So they'll withdraw completely out of the Middle East except for Israel, and they'll want Israel to use one of their nukes to help deal with what's going on in there. But our troops are going to come home to defend the homeland, and they're going to set up along the Rocky Mountains, and that's why I don't see them getting any farther. They're getting into California and Nevada, but they're not getting much past that. And that's because our boys, not only the people that are trained, but even armed civilians are fighting back, and I never really see them winning. I just see this gruesome aspect in California and states like that. And I also see a gruesome aspect along the Mississippi River from our own.
And society one day will put me on Time magazine. Society one day will recognize my work for humanity, and I will go from a nobody to a somebody with multiple wives, kids all over the place, and fucking statues. Why? Because God has made me a fucking warrior, right? I had to literally develop throughout my whole fucking lifetime toughness. And ultimately, the eye of the tiger, right? Yesterday on the main channel, we played Eye of the Tiger from 1986. And what does that show? What does that depict? Bikers taking over a town and raping women. And Gary Busey, right? Gary Busey cleans house, okay? The thing is, though, we live in a world where, and I was talking about this, so we live in an evil world that will brutalize someone trying to defend themselves and also trying to defend their family, like their wives, or get their money back, like my friend the A-Man, who went to the pen for basically being his own Burt Reynolds. He was basically a mere version of an action hero, so Hollywood will profit from sending men to prison, from lean up. So we have a reality where violence, which is illegal, certain types of it, is promoted by Hollywood, and then things that are immoral sexually are promoted in pornography. We have women being directed towards this dark side, and men directed towards this dark side. We, good men and women, must educate them. Stop in their tracks, boy. You must cease and desist from destroying the world, right? So I'm going to show you a clip of Leon. This is from my documentary film, 3 hours. You can go back on the 2025 Countdown channel, go back, find that World War III documentary, use the keywords if you haven't watched it, and listen to that man's projections of the future. For new viewers that may be watching this particular newscast, this but's for you. This overall recording is going to be about 30 minutes. And again, it's going to be an edited variety show with an intro, outro, and of course, as always, you are encouraged to subscribe to my Substack, right? Subscribe to this channel, okay? Tell Christians and good Muslims and good Jews and good Buddhists and good spiritual people about this channel, and screen people out before inviting them to this channel. This is not for mainstream conspiracy people who, quote, are looking for the truth. Lots of demons are looking for the truth while their life is fucked. Doesn't mean they're angelic leaning. Many are actually demonic leaning. One woman I actually talked to was telling me her main goal in life was to have a rich man in the UK. And one day I will have an income that is significant, for I will work together with other men and women and we will provide for ourselves. All right. Now, Ray-Ban Meta glasses can be used to dox strangers via facial recognition, according to Harvard students. Here's how to protect yourself. 2 Harvard students have created a privacy nightmare, according to 404 Media. Real-time facial recognition smart glasses, which pulls up names, contacts, addresses, and more about a complete stranger just by looking at them. On top of the facial recognition software capabilities, the students' project is even more eye-opening considering the hardware they're using to run it. Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. Again, Meta. Okay. The project is titled iX-Ray. They created it, but if it's being created, then it exists. This already exists. This already exists. People can get online and get pirated versions of ChatGPT.
The information a tool collects from just a photo of your face is staggering. To use it, you just put the glasses on. Then,
so this could be used to round up women, Muslims, dissidents, white people, black people. This is what I told you. This is our last story of the evening. We will be back with daily reports. You are cordially requested to respect the work that I do and to show up and to share. Start sharing these videos. I work hard for you. Start sharing these videos. Get these views up.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay? And I will report for you what's going on this planet.
Okay, I think I met you through like the Cambridge Community Foundation, right? Yeah.
My predictions are coming true, so get ready.
Oh wait. Do you happen to be the person working on like minority stuff for like Muslims in India at all or something?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you Kashif?
Yes.
Oh, I've read your work before.
See, this is a good. This is how people could be rounded up when they start targeting people. So if they decide to come for me, for example, they can use the current technological grid to disappear me unless people help me through an underground railroad system. And we're talking about countless Americans could be assassinated by sleeper agents in America, just roaming around taking people out. So get ready for the unthinkable to happen. I'm not even going to lie and pretend that we're just going to be like, no, I want to be protected. And the pendulum says I'll be protected, but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. It's not a guarantee if you're taken out of the world that you're going to hell. What if God is rescuing you and you're coming back to take out the people that took you out and give them 1,000 deaths? As the Metallica song says, you will die 1,000 deaths. Now repeat the mantra to anyone that may try to harm you, kill you, stalk you, or dox you, that they will die 1,000 deaths. And own it and bring in the masters of the inner planes and fight back. And if you're fighting evil, fuck these fools. God watches people trying to stop us from saving their people. There is nothing but hardship coming to the people that hate me.
Yeah, to detect when we're looking at someone.
Nothing but hell is coming to the people that hurt me.
Then we scour the internet to find more pictures.
I've done everything to help you.
We use data sources like online articles and voter registration databases to figure out their name, phone number.
I knew this day was coming.
Address, and relatives' names. And it's all fed back to an app we wrote on our phone.
Using our glasses, we were able to identify dozens of people, including Harvard students, without them ever even knowing. Here's some of our favorites.
My aunt was Secretary
Misidentification and facial recognition already misidentifies terrorists. Innocent people could be called terrorists. Oh shit, it's gonna label my race terrorists and round up. I told you they're gonna kill us by 2100. So you people that are listening to this that are still hesitant about Afghan lives mattering, you're definitely fucking around and finding out. All right, karma's real. You need to step in and stop them from what they're going to do with this. I told you this was coming. I told you they created weaponized immigration to create such hate of those people they ran. So get ready, and understand nothing but hellfire is coming to people that are going to go along with this program.
Atlanta, Georgia, 303.
Okay, they've already created Nazi versions of ChatGPT. They've already created Nazi AI. Stop fucking around and lying and saying it doesn't exist. Okay, Nazis and Microsoft and Nazis. And that woman who tried to interest me in her again, right, who got into QAnon and Trump, guess what? Who fucked the soldier? She worked for Microsoft.
Yes.
These hybrids are invading Portland, Oregon.
Yale's young global.
And you think you can escape Portland, Oregon, escape your karma for doing what you're doing to good men? Repent now and come to God if you're scared. That's crazy if you're scared, but you won't repent. That wow.
John and Susan.
Okay? Thank God I don't have a pretty daughter. Thank God I don't have a pretty daughter.
Okay, cool. Is that you?
I told you there's so much.
No. Being on the internet, being on Facebook, for years, they convinced women to put themselves on the internet. So now, check this out, bro. Think about a situation where a person takes a picture of an OnlyFans creator, then finds out where she lives, and they begin to get disappeared. And so now you understand my predictions are coming true. Till the next broadcast, I'm you-know-who, reminding you the path to the ultimate truth and place of power still lies within. Subscribe to this channel. Share it with your godly friends and family. Get the subscriber rate up. Contact me at magicshift333@proton.me and request to be in my fight club. Okay? If you are around the nation and you want to bring me to your bookstore, if you want to put my books in your bookstore or library, email me now, bro. Get on it. See you in the funny papers, boy.
They're choking.
You shut up!